Okay, we're back. So tonight I'm going to be doing my daily code, a little CodeWars every day to keep my brain puzzled and try and keep that muscle moving. And again with me today I have Mr. Eric Peterson.
Hey.
So we decided to step it up a little bit because the last few have been a little easy, but they're good practice still. Get to using those functional programming sort of ideas and concepts, and we decided to step it up this time and do something a little trickier. So it's pretty late. It's midnight. It's time for Dark Souls.
I guess. Yeah. So this is it looks like it's from a video game. I do know of the title, but I've never played it. Have you?
Nope.
Okay.
So
we're going to sound really stupid if you've played the game, but oh well.
So I know a lot of people play D&D. I don't play D&D or anything like that, so this leveling up stuff sounds a little weird to me. But the idea is that we have to basically come up with a solution that'll give the result starting as a class. Level X or N will require M souls, where for you to level up in this game you have to get souls. And so there's 8 different upgradable stats. So vitality, attunement, endurance, strength, dexterity, resistance, intelligence, and faith. And so what we have to do, given a starting point or the class, a warrior or bandit or whatnot, and the stats they want to get to, that's what they want to do, we have to figure out how many souls they need to collect to get there.
The number of souls is strange numbers to us. They're hard-coded, going from levels 1 to 11, as seen here on the screen. And then every level after that, it's that crazy formula you see down there. So,
yeah,
that'll be fun.
Yeah. So we obviously have a few sample tests that may help us. So we're going to flip over to that one and start training.
And we are doing this one in JavaScript because it is not available for CFML yet.
Yep. So we're trying to do a JavaScript one. So eek. As usual, the instructions on the left. When we run our test, the output will be right here. We have our sample test below. And so we can sort of work through this. So
looking at that first sample test, the first argument to this function is this is the class that we want. And the second argument is these are the stats that we want you to calculate how many souls it will take to and what level that will end up being.
Exactly.
So this one, we've looked it over, but if we look at the Pyromancer, do you want to highlight that one, Gavin? This line, and you compare these numbers. The one in, the 7th position, that 10, here on the starting class of level 1, we have it as 11 over here. So we know that one level increases one stat. That's all it will take to match there. And going from level 1 to level 2 takes 673 souls.
Yep.
So that's why our string at the end says we will be level 2 and it will have 673 souls.
Yep. So what we need to do is we need to make a dictionary or a data struct for this information so we can reference it. So
I like the idea of making just an object that we can have in here that goes from class to I guess we're going to want 2 pieces of information with the class. We'll need the level and the stats. What's the third one?
Well, the name will be the key, I guess.
You can just return the same name they pass in at the end.
But we need to know what it is so we can look it up.
Only at once. And it's getting passed into our function.
Okay. Well,
we'll see.
Yeah. So let's call it data. So what I was thinking is we would have, I call it a struct. Guess it's
an object.
An object.
Yeah.
So for warrior.
So I think I would make this another object, right? And then I'd have.
I'm gonna have level.
Level and stats. So level for warrior would be 4. And stats. And maybe before we go on, let's actually put Pyromancer in here, since that's that first test case.
Yeah, I was just thinking that as you were saying it. I was like, yeah, let's not do all the work and put all of them in. But now sample test can run against just one type.
Now we're going to have to remember JavaScript's, case sensitive. So we're going to want to match.
Yep, and then we'll have an array here.
Mm-hmm.
So, array, how's this data?
And level 1 for Pyromancer.
Correct. Okay, so now we have a data struct, which has a key for the character type that we're getting passed in, and from that we can get the level and the stats. And I kind of want to cheat and just do a total, because basically we don't have to care about each individual item, we just need to reduce it and get the sum, right?
I think you're absolutely right, and I don't think that's cheating at all.
Nope. So what we can do is use our math skills to get that. Instead of stats having an array, we can just actually have the value.
Yeah, does JavaScript have a sum method on the array?
Probably not, but we could make one.
Yeah, you can do like MDM array sum. I'm looking it up on a different screen. I see a reduce, so no.
Yeah. So I guess we could either do the math, or we can go in here and just do a dot reduce. Can you do it inline inside our stretch thing here? That'd be interesting.
I don't see why not.
We could try.
Actually, I hadn't even thought about doing it there.
So let's try it. So we got the sum and the val.
And you should just be able to do sum.val in JavaScript, because it will use undefined, which will coerce to 0. It's JavaScript, don't worry.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got you. So here,
just
we just have
sum plus val.
Sum plus val.
And that's it.
And then we'll close our reduce.
So now, let's talk about one thing, Gavin, that we just no, this should be fine. Sorry. I take it back. Keep going.
Okay. So now, we're going to basically use our character. So if we do a character and then array notation, data, array notation, character, we should get this information. So then what we'll be able to do.
So let's call that starting point. Like we can put that in a variable called starting point, maybe.
Starting point.
Yeah.
Okay, not sure why, but okay, I'll go with it. Okay, so that's our character, basically, our character data, so starting point. So what we're going to do is we want to figure out what the build is going to be. So in that build, we're going to get the array, and we're going to basically use the same formula here to get the end. So var build dot reduce. Oops, I got too many dots in there. So that should give us.
We need to give that a name.
Yep. So it'll be in
total
points
needed. Total stats needed. Total stat points needed.
Well, total stat points.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep. Okay.
Alright.
So then we can do.
So maybe let's just log out the difference right now. Just make sure we're on the right path, you know.
Okay. Well, we also need to make sure this is actually dot stats to get that value out of it.
Well, I don't think so, because we're gonna need that level soon, since each character starts at a different level.
Okay. So we want to have. You want to just console it out?
Yeah, because we're expecting to see 1 here, right?
Well, for the first one, yeah.
When we do total stat points minus starting point dot stats.
Okay.
And maybe we can, I don't know. How do we run just one of those tests? Comment that out.
There's only 3. It's not going to be bad.
Oh, okay.
It's not that we have to wait forever for it to spin up.
Hey, we got 1. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So we didn't return anything. So if we just return
a template string
0. Oh, that's right. We have to do the string. Good point. Okay, so we'll just do empty string for now.
Okay.
And then we'll fill it in. Okay. So that gives us the 1. So that's the 1 point that we need. So now we have to use another array.
What's this array going to have?
This array is going to have our upgrade points.
I don't know if we're going to have a... Well, okay, I see what you're doing there.
So
okay.
we need to get these values into an array. So basically...
So 1 second, let's read the second part here, because I think we... So from 11 onwards, right? 11 to 12 and onwards...
We have to use a formula. So what I was going to do is basically have a struct that has a level count. So if you need to go... If you're on level 1, or so if you're going up 1 level, 2 levels, 3 levels, etc., then you would pick those numbers out of the array. And if it doesn't exist, then you use the formula. So if you're going to go up 50 points, as you loop through, you're going to add 63 plus 690 plus 707 plus 724 plus 24. Or is it a single value?
No, I could see...
So we need them in an array at least, or some way.
So let's try this. We're going to call this... Go with me for a second. And call it static level costs, because these are the ones that are fixed. And we're going to put in 1 is 673. This is going to be the boring part, everybody. The next part's more interesting.
Well, we can try and get the first one to pass. We're just doing the first couple.
True.
Iterative.
Okay.
So we'll just do the first 3.
Oops. I guess Control S does stuff.
Yep.
Cannot read property stats of undefined. Where is that? Is this guy? Did I break something here? Or I think it sent through all our tests instead of just the samples. Okay, my bad. And yes, it showed we didn't have all the characters.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point, I feel like this is a recursive function. Right?
I think we're going to have a function that we will call over and over. But I think once we get the number of levels, we're going to iterate through the levels. From, say we need 10 levels. We're going to iterate through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, getting all those points and reducing them. And so once we get to the point where it's not in the static level cost, then we'll call a function to calculate it. So basically we'll pull the points. If it's not in there, call the function passing in the level we're working on. That's my understanding. And we could be completely wrong. And we probably will be.
So let's pull our little points needed out here. Let's see. So souls needed, calculate souls needed, 0, starting point dot level. Let's put that at the end and we'll do points needed here. And this will make more sense when we give them names.
What's the 0 for?
I might have meant...
Points needed?
Nope, that's exactly what I meant. So let me show you the function name and this will make a little more sense. Calculate souls needed. We'll take a current souls count, a target points count, or target points makes sense, huh?
Yeah.
So this current souls. Okay, I'm going to stop being silver bows. And current level.
Gotcha.
So here we would be, I think the first check, thinking of recursion, is if
the key is in that static points.
The target points is 0. Like we've used all of our, we've decremented the points. Then we just return current souls.
Okay, so we're going to work down as we go.
Right. And then otherwise we're going to return current souls plus calculate souls needed. Right?
Yep, for the current level. Okay.
Actually, the current plus might be inside. I'm trying to think. Nah.
No, I think you do it here. Because you wouldn't do it for 0, but you'd do it. So if it's 1, you'll calculate the souls needed for 1. And add
actually,
it to 0.
Actually, I do think we're on the next one, right? Because we need this is where we need to get that number out, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Right?
Do that.
Get soul count for level up, which would take a current level. That's it.
Yeah, that's all we need.
And we don't want to return that. What we want to return
Don't we?
is new current. And we want to return the result of calling calculate souls needed with the new current souls, our target points -1, and our current level +1.
Okay.
Does that? I think that makes sense, right?
Yep. So we're gonna basically go in. If we need 2 levels, the first time I'm gonna say, hey, give me the souls for 2 plus whatever we currently have, and it will. After that, it'll call the same function. We were saying we just need for level 1. How many souls do we need?
Right.
The tricky part happens now in that new function. Get souls required for level up.
So if we put that guy in, we say for level, and then I think we can do something fun like if, what was our thing up here?
Static level cost.
Static level cost level. If it exists, return it.
Yep.
And then we'll need to make sure that's filled in. And otherwise we can return
The formula.
Yeah, which we shouldn't need right now.
But we can do just copy paste that and just.
Well, we'll have to make it JavaScript.
That is JavaScript.
I don't think. I think it's like math dot something on all these.
Was it? Maybe it's math.pal. Okay, we can just return 0 if you want. That's fine.
MDN round. Math dot round. Okay. MDN pal. Well, that's pretty simple.
So we'll add some maths in front of this, and we'll change x to level. I wonder if their formula is actually correct.
That's fair.
The test should pass. So. Okay.
No, this is something interesting. I'm glad we read this. X corresponds to the next level. Is that what we're passing in? So for current level here, I'm trying to see from 1, this is to 2. So really, we want to pass in the next level. So let's do that. Const next level is current level +1. And we'll pass that in there and here. And then this thing up here really should start at 2. Because we're looking up what does it cost to get to the next level.
And then we gotta make sure we stop when it gets to 1, not 0.
Well, we're never looking at level. We're looking at the target points.
Gotcha.
Oh, I did not mean to hit Control S again, folks. Here we go. What did we... Missing something.
After all, arguments.
We're missing something about the round, actually.
It's over here, all the way over here. Before the semicolon, because we're rounding the entire thing.
Okay.
Okay. Expected something to
Expected our string. So
everything else seemed to work. So now let's fill in our string with your formula and see how far off we are.
Okay. Starting as character. Level. Ooh. I think we found something. I'm going to do coding by wishful thinking. We don't get the soul that we need to get. I mean, the level that will be at the end.
That's just the point difference between what we are and what we need. So the total stat points will. Oh, well, the points needed plus the
original level. Aha.
There we go.
We have it. So then souls needed. And souls. So let's come back to this.
So,
and that will be the points needed, right?
Points needed.
Points needed minus starting point dot level.
Yeah,
so we had one. So I don't. This might not be right.
No, because we already have the.
Because we need 1 point.
Yeah, 1 point for every level.
But the starting, I don't think it's minus. It might be plus.
No, because we're saying to get to that's how many points on top of their current level.
Yeah, so if we need 1 point in their level 1, they'll be level 2. I really think this is plus, because that was going to be 0.
But points, well, maybe we just need, okay.
Expected starting as Pyromancer, level 2 requires 673 souls. Starting as Pyromancer, okay, so now I just spelled something wrong.
Yeah, required.
Oh, starting as
Oh, and you also put required instead of require. Okay, so let's see.
Hey, level 7, that's on to the next test.
Yep, so now we need to put some more values in our static collection.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Let's fill the rest of that in. Should have to just fill to 11, right? I think was the instructions. You'll want to switch back there and...
Yeah. So hopefully you guys are actually finding this interesting because it's a little different.
So 724. I'll read those off for you since it's
okay.
Weird to look at both. 741.
Well, hold on. I'll make a fool of it. 741.
758. 775. 793. 811. And we're on the last one. Perfect. Which is 829. Yeah. So the other thing we're going to need is to put in all of these classes over there.
Yeah, so we should better pass the sample test. We're going to have to go and add all the other tests after. Sorry, the other data types.
Are they all pyromancers?
Yes, for the sample
Okay,
test.
let's see if the sample tests run.
So, did we...
No output was produced. I don't even know what
tests
to
are
do.
written properly. What? Do we not have an it in there somewhere? Or just...
We don't have any of those. Who wrote these tests?
Run sample tests. I wonder if there's more sample tests that are running that don't have...
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's interesting.
Wide for node 10.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either at this point. It's kind of interesting. So I guess we could put our other data in and see if it's running some random tests after the ones we see.
I thought one thing that could help us with this is I love the reduce we're doing, but maybe we do it in the function so we don't have to. So we'll call it like initial stat points.
Or you just add them up and one
Starting
time.
point dot stats reduce right here. So the reason I'm doing it here is just so it's easier for us to copy and paste. But
yeah, that's fine. I was just thinking we just do the math once and just have the total anyway. But
I agree. We'll do it that way.
I think
I'm just
undid
hoping.
one of my things.
What? Where?
Yeah, there you go. It's back.
Huh.
So,
Where's VS Code? Let's do trickery with this, right? All right. Let's see. Uh-oh. This is not my shortcuts. Every line. How do I do line? Gavin, how do I do it?
What are you trying to do?
Get a cursor on every line.
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, I guess we can use Alt.
Maybe do Shift Alt D? Is that it? No.
Okay. Each. I'm too used to the Sublime Text shortcuts. Alright, first thing, let's... No, you didn't... No! Okay. At the end of this, everyone's going to say, why didn't you just do it once? Okay. How do you get the command palette and lower? So everything's lowercase.
Okay.
We will wrap that in quotes.
New struct.
It's not quite a struct, but we know what you mean. Object, where we have a level, which is also lowercase, of number. These are all single digit, comma,
Delete.
so we call it stats, right?
Yeah.
Stats of that guy, and where's end, that guy, commas. Let's copy that back to here, comma, enter, go.
And get rid of the first
Oh, it's because we have it twice now.
one. Okay. So
Now we would just want to go through each of these and add in the reduce.
yeah, or we can, like you said, we'll edit the function. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I was just
You're right that it's it saves the processing time for each. Luckily, computers are fast enough that.
Yeah, I guess I can just copy paste that on the end of it.
Yeah, so we'd want to do that on, if you go down back to the. Okay,
Oh.
either one, either place is good.
And what were we gonna say? Just put it on.
I think the only place we need is starting point dot stats on line 30. If you just put it on the end of stats there, I think that's the only place we calculate it.
Okay, let's run the sample test. See what happens.
Well, we already know the sample test won't work.
I know, but we should get a different error.
Const statics cost. Okay, so
Extra
what?
comma at the end here.
I thought that was fine in JavaScript.
And
Oh no, each of these are missing
the closing curlies.
the curl. Yeah, so it's not the comma. It's just my incompetence. I won't make you sit through me trying to figure out how to do this all at once. We'll just put in the curly.
Now we'll try it again.
Okay. Should we try to attempt?
I don't know if we can with that error, but I guess we'll try.
Well, it runs different tests on the attempt.
Yep.
Okay.
So 2 passed, and we have some random tests here. Let's see what random tests we were given. Oh, they didn't give output. We didn't fail any. So we can submit it, and then we can see what everybody else did.
I want to clean this up first. Don't you?
Okay.
Don't you?
Go for it.
Okay. First off, we're going to copy this. We're going to go to prettier. We're going to just try it out. And guess what, folks? We don't even care what their rules are. We're just going to take it. Because now it looks better. Okay, how about we improve some of the words maybe? Like,
Sure.
so let's see. Do we like... What would we say instead of data?
You could call them class.
Starting class map or
I don't know.
initial class attributes?
Yeah.
Class attributes. I'm going to put that down inside data. Ooh. I just thought of a fun thing we can do here. Level stats. Destructure. You can just think I'm kind of crazy. That's fine.
So I always wonder how much of this is actually in the browser at this level and ES6 and, you know.
Oh, you know what? Well, we're running in Chrome, so I don't know what they're running on. It said Node 10, I think, on the back.
This is right here, Node
10.
Yep.
Ah, who cares about that then?
Okay. So we got everything then? Put data references anywhere? I don't think so.
Right, we're doing the total stat points there. Points needed. Souls needed. And that's all pretty good. I think probably the only thing being I'd want them all to look the same.
Yeah.
Would be. Unless.
I'm used to writing VA because of all the Cold Fusion days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it works in both, so.
Yep. So let's run the sample test again and see if we get the it error, because that was basically at the end of our test. So we're still getting to get to that file.
Cool.
I think it looks pretty good. I mean, we could obviously go through and do a lot of naming changes and stuff, but...
Next level, new current souls, that all looks pretty good.
I mean, we're not playing code golf, really. We got a pretty good functional piece of code. Let's see.
We're good to submit?
Yep.
We'll see what other people think, or what other people have done. Alrighty.
The sad part is, I think we got 7 points for all that work.
It's fine.
I don't know. So let's see what somebody else is. So they've got they just
so far I'm feeling either these acronyms are something you'd know if you were in this game, like you had played it, or it was code golf, because I look at this and I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Well, I'm guessing CLS is class level system.
Starting class something? Starting character
level.
Except that was a string that got passed in. So that's okay.
Yeah.
And then target and that stats. Yeah. Okay.
Target character level or something.
So folks, we see here that abbreviations are not always your friend.
Yeah, because if you have trouble understanding somebody else's, you'll have trouble understanding your own in a couple of days, a couple of hours even.
Yeah. Something I'm interested about with their class thing here is I don't see the level, you know? So
they're looping the for loop. That's
something else they're doing is looking up the level. So I don't know. I just kind of pass that one on.
Oh,
it's ours. I think this one's beautiful.
It does look pretty.
And I like how it says exactly what it needs to do in here. You know, it could stand for maybe a couple comments on some of these, but for the most part, like this. If I was coming in the code, I'd see that and go, why? Why is it these numbers? And I'd want answers. But
we could rename it. We could actually return and use a function name there. It's like crazy system scoring.
Yeah.
Or something.
Talk to Brad if you want to change this.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Looks like somebody who did something kind of similar to us. They have a classes object.
Yep. With levels and stats. Yeah.
Level difference. This was a great idea, Gavin. I'll be honest, my first thought was to be like checking position differences, and when you said that, I was like, oh, yeah, that one's good.
Yeah, I mean, I assume you can't go down in levels, so you can't get negatives, otherwise we'd have to do something weird.
Yeah.
And maybe if they got into a battle where they lost something. But
looks like this person's doing a for loop depending on the result of what next level is.
If it's higher than that, then they do the math.
Yep, I'm trying to see where this...
The souls per level. So he's got a function down lower that he calls when he does the crazy math. Oh.
Okay. Cool. Next one. Ooh, some comments. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I have starting level stats and class. It's interesting that this is an array of objects. Mostly because order doesn't actually matter here.
And I like the quick lookup if you have a key.
Yeah, exactly.
So they'll have to do a little more work to figure things out.
And so a switch statement. So I guess that's so they could...
They could probably go through it.
Huh. Okay.
Oh, man,
I
more code.
I'm liking ours
Yeah.
so far, but, we're a little biased. Doopy-doopy-doo. Okay, let's see this one. Looks kind of like ours. Gets the player, the delta. That's a good word for that.
Yeah.
Huh, okay. Starts souls, does a for loop with a level up function, plus equals. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking at, I know we did recursion, but it looks like a reduce could have been...
Yeah, I mean, basically...
Well, no, it couldn't have been a reduce. Sorry, this is looping till an unspecified point.
I mean, you're looping up or looping down. I mean, recursion is another way to do it.
Yeah.
I usually like to keep it flat, but since we're doing it and wanting to show people recursion, it's kind of cool.
This was one way I thought of doing it too, so I approve of this level up function.
With the default case. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice and clean. Yep, I like it. Wait, I'm going to mark it clever and best practice, 'cause I like it.
Yeah.
Why does it do that?
Does it only let you do one or the other?
I guess so. I thought you could do one.
So I don't think you want clever, because if you moused over clever, it actually says, "Here, I'm gonna take you back there." They tend to be very creative or use obscure language features. They usually are not the code you would want to put into production. And I look at this and I go, "Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that."
Fair enough then. So I've just been clicking crazily on buttons. See, I'm learning.
Oh, this person did the same thing we did with levels.
Ah.
Let's see. Stat sum build, stat sum. So they made a stat sum function, I'm guessing, that reduced it. Need level.
They could use it
a while loop. That's fine.
Yeah.
And here's the same kind of thing we did with when we can look up their level, use that value.
But nobody else did destructuring though.
That's fine.
I like that.
Destructuring. It's fun, but it's not needed. Let's see. Whoa, okay.
Same thing. Slightly different approach, using a for loop and stuff. But
I think what you're seeing is ours, we broke up into those two different helper functions.
Yeah.
Which is nice, because when you do see a whole chunk of code in a row like this, I don't know, my eyes kind of gloss over.
We both shut up for a minute because we're trying to digest it really, and it goes back to like cognitive load and the short functions that you can understand clearly. Pulling a piece of code out, giving it a function name that means something to you. It's way easier to understand it at a glance. And if you need to go into the detail of what it's actually doing, then you go to that function, and those 5 or 6 lines give you all the details you need on that. So your brain only has to worry about a little piece at a time. It's much easier, and you don't get overwhelmed. You can continue breathing.
So I'm already liking this one because we can, right away it's small bits that are doing their own thing. I do like the classes find converting to lowercase, so that's getting that initial character. We just assumed lowercase, but they're being a little more safe. One thing about template strings, which can bite you, is this bit right here is a little like, whoa, that's a lot going in there. And if you remember ours, we brought that out into a variable before. It really, do both, see what looks good, whether you want that variable name before or whether you want it inline.
Yeah, again, it's the same thing. There's a bit of logic. You got to figure out what it's doing. If you have a variable right beforehand, it's more obvious.
Yep.
Easy to read. You write it once, read it a million times. Make sure you can read it.
Nobody's done recursion yet. I'm wondering if we're the only ones that are going to do that.
Well, probably or possibly.
Get initial level. Interesting. They had a switch statement instead of putting it in the config.
Yeah.
Same for stats, and they summed it right away.
Yeah.
Which is what you were talking about.
I was talking about doing it on the calculator before I put it in my damn app in the first place. I was going to use my phone. We don't need the levels, we just need the sum.
Well, we didn't know how many souls, but I'm sure elsewhere in the game it definitely matters if you have all your points in one attribute or spread around.
Yeah.
Okay. Get souls above level 12. What a great method name. I approve. Okay. Anybody else? I just am really wanting to know if anybody else used recursion now. But I think we're gonna be alone. Can we go vote ours and say that we're awesome for using recursion?
Yeah, let's do that.
Does it let us? It feels like it would
Probably
not let us. A new starting class object? Man, this person.
Wow.
That person. An object-oriented JavaScript person.
They do exist.
Oh, they do. I'm just going quick now because I'm just so curious. Create new class. What does that do? Just a JavaScript object with some stuff. That's cool. Const D. Okay, this person was playing code golf, right?
Not bad. But see, they summed it like I said. Wario 4, they added it up to 86.
Yeah.
And they figured it out. I mean, if you're playing code golf, that matters.
Yeah. This person's a C# developer. Have you ever done C#? They just
No.
all their functions are Pascal case like this.
Oh,
so
yeah.
whenever I see it, I'm just like, oh, C#. Anyways, that was random and not needed.
Hey.
This one almost looks like ingot level cost. Okay, well, cool. That was a fun one. When you first brought it up, I thought this is gonna be bad. I don't know what to do on this. This is confusing, but ended up being okay.
Yep, and we didn't spend 6 hours on it, but we did get 7 points.
That's fine.
But hey, we got a 6YU or KYU.
Let's
So,
see.
That does look
Using
pretty neat.
recursion.
That's us.
This is clever. Hey, it did let us vote.
That's pretty funny. Cool. Well, hope everybody had fun watching us make fools of ourselves again, but we did some recursion and we actually beat it. I was a little worried when I started reading that thing. It does, for midnight, it was pretty confusing. So,
I thought we'd have to stop and go play Dark Souls to come back to do it.
yeah. Well, cool. Well, that was fun. And yeah, I like this peer programming stuff. So, anyway, thanks everybody. Hope you had fun, and we'll catch you the next time.
Bye now.
Bye.